Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, welcome. My name is Mira. Feel free to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so each time I post a video, you'll be the first notified, okay? And just in case you're not convinced after watching this video, you might want to check out other videos. I promise it's fun here, so just hit the subscribe button, okay? Anyway, today's video is a story time. Yes, a little bit whispered to me that you all miss my story time, okay? So I'm here to give you another story time about how my ex kicked me out of his place with no cash, with nothing. They kicked me out, okay? And the reason, if you know the reason, if you know the reason why, no, it's a bastard. Okay guys, so today's shout out goes to Time with Gladys. She's literally always the first person to watch my videos and always the first to comment. So thank you so much for being part of this family. If you want to shout out, all you have to do is be active on my Instagram and on my YouTube, and I will give you a shout out. It's that simple, okay? So let's get right into the story. Okay guys, so once upon a time, I was an idiot. Where do I even start from? This particular ex is the real definition of toxic, okay? Like when I say someone was toxic, when I say this is the most toxic relationship I've ever been in, this is actually what I mean. Like the person itself is toxic. That is just by the way, okay? So you know how Accra renting is like, there's so much wahala. So when I was in uni, I did not go to the normal hostels like everyone else did. Although my school did not have their own hostels, we had private hostels that people would usually stay in. But my friend and I, we rented a different place and we're living there. The house was so like, it wasn't ugly, but it was weird. We used to call it the haunted Hathaway's. Anyway, you guys, if you want me to tell you the story about this renting thing and everything, I'll gladly do it. But for now, I'm just gonna tell you how it happened. So we're living in this space and the landlord was terrible, okay? So fast forward, we fought with the landlord, like it was a big fight, and we moved out. We had nowhere to go to. Now before we moved out, I was looking for a place and I couldn't find a place around, and my ex was like, oh, you should move in with me, blah blah blah, it's like to be fun, yada yada yada, like whatever. Why would you want to go and stay somewhere when I have like 2 bedrooms and you can just like live in the other one, that kind of thing. If I'm being honest, at the time I used to like spend most of my time at his place, you know, like I go to school and everything, and as soon as I'm done, it's either he's picking me up or I'm going to his place, that kind of thing. So when he said that, I was like, okay, whatever, let me just go. But you know, I'm an African child. I cannot tell my parents that I'm living with someone, right? With a man like that. So my parents didn't know that I was living with a man. If my mom sees this video, okay, I'm grown now. I'm not even kidding. He was the one that came and like helped me pack. Like he brought his car and everything and then moved my things. So my friend also like ended up living at like a different hostel altogether, and I was living with this man. So we're there, everything was moving on well. And when I was dating, we used to go out almost every night. And almost all the time we're out. Because I kind of miss those days, not him, those days. Don't get me wrong. So we used to go out almost every night. Like we go somewhere and eat. Sometimes we go and have fun, like clubs and everything. Like we used to do all those things. And back then I was kind of cruel. I was very judgmental, and I was like this kind of girl that was so much in her bubble that like it was my way. This is bad, this is evil. That was how I was, okay? Like I was so like this, okay? Every other thing I don't see it. I didn't even like showing affection in public. Like, why are you showing me affection in public? Are you mad? Now I want it. Like now it's so cute. God. Now I want it. Anyway, this man was like the exact opposite of me. He wants to touch, he wants everyone to do that. He's the man, you know, like that kind of thing. You know, like those people that when they're dating you, they want to show you like a trophy. That's how it was. Anywhere we went, he wanted people to see that I'm his girl. You know, like he wanted to do like naughty stuff. He wanted to, like he would always encourage me to wear a bra. He would always, thanks to him, I don't wear a bra, you guys. That one, I'll forever be grateful to him for that. He showed me the no bra life. So there was this particular day that we went out as usual. Our timetable was that we'll go for dinner first. We'll go out very early, we'll go for dinner, and then we'll have like a good wine, drink, eat, chill, and around 12 we'll move to a club before we go back home and sleep. Where we're living was like right on the main road, so it's like you come out from his place and you're already in like the nightlife. When you're done, you have to just walk back in unless you're tired, and then we'll take an Uber, which is like 5 cedis, which is 5 cedis literally the minimum we pay in Accra. Back then I was such a good girl. Me, when a man makes a mistake and even look at me like this, I'm like, I have a boyfriend. That was me, oh. That was me, oh. I was so proud of having a boyfriend that I don't even want anyone to look at me and smile. Are you mad? How dare you smile at me? I have a boyfriend, can't you see? That was me, oh. on this particular day, I think when we got there, he left me for a second and went to the bar to get us drink because the waitresses and whatever were not paying attention. So when he went, I remember seeing him, like I was dancing alone because I was already like tipsy, so I was dancing like a bit and then like pointing at him and all those things, and he was looking at me and smiling too. So after everything, he came back and he was standing behind me. Now mind you, he didn't know how to dance. Uchi na, I was say Uchi will be so when you're grinding him, it's like a bit whatever because they never stay still. Man, if you don't know how to dance, stay still and let the woman do the job. I cannot understand this particular thing. Okay, why am I shouting? Why are you shouting me like? But here's the thing, okay? Whenever we're dancing, he didn't know how to dance. And he'll be moving too much too. Why are you moving plenty? Sometimes it'll be awkward, but like eventually we found a rhythm, you know? I remember when he came back, we were dancing. And then at that time, you guys, I was a hot malafaka. I wasn't even doing that much. Actually, I didn't even understand why men used to like me because I wasn't doing that much. Like now, when I see my pictures from that time, I'm like, who are you guys seeing? Because I know the CM. Anyway, while he was at the bar, I think he realized that a lot of men were looking at me. Okay, like he saw that people were staring and giving me glances. So when he came back, and he had this attitude of always wanting people to know that he's the man, he's the oga, that kind of thing. So he got back and we're dancing, and this dude just, and he knew I hated that. Okay, this dude just like casually grabbed my ass and squeezed it. Hello, is everything okay? Ha! You guys, like I said back when I was approved, I hated that. And I was like, babe, stop. You know, I don't like that. I was like, why not? I want to touch your ass. Like, I want everyone to know that you're mine. I'm like, everyone already knows. I walked in here with you, literally. I'm ignoring everyone with you. So what do you mean by I wasn't being rude? Like I was like, nice. You're free hire, I'm going home with you. So what do you mean by I'm yours? So, and another thing too, I didn't like him saying you are mine. First of all, I'm not actually yours. I'm your girlfriend, and in that regard, true. But you know, watch your mouth. Anyway, so I was like, no, I don't like that. So he was like, okay. He kept quiet for a second, and then he did it again. Like after like maximum 5 minutes, he did it again, and this time I go up. So I was like, babe, stop. Like, you know I don't like that, especially in public. You guys, then this man flipped. I am not exaggerating, I'm not joking. He literally flipped. Actually, you guys, there were 3 that day. There was another lady who was with us that night. On that particular night when we were going, he didn't let me take anything. I didn't have anything on me. Now lesson number 1, ladies, never ever go out with a man. I don't care if it's your boyfriend. I don't care who it is. Always have some money. Like, I cannot emphasize on this enough. Always have money. After I said I didn't want that, he flipped and he was like, what the hell do you do? How do you do that? I'm a girlfriend. I have the right to put my hand on your butt.
Will you keep quiet?
How did that escalate so quick? Like, what the hell is going on? Me and my butt too. I cannot tell you not to touch. Ha! You hear Sam before? Say me talk. Tell me a video. Only me concern my one soon. Okay. Okay. Anyway, so like he gets upset and he had a temper too. I knew that about him, but oh, foolishly, you say it's fine. He's just angry. He'll be fine. You guys, this guy literally embarrassed me in front of everyone, and he stormed out in the club. He stormed out. He just walked out. As soon as he left, it dawned on me that, hey, you ain't got cash, and he didn't pay. Because he was angry, he didn't pay. He just walked out. So now I'm at the club wondering, oh my god, what do? Actually, it wasn't the money that came into my mind first. It was like, why is he angry? So when he went out, I went after him, and then I was like, babe, like, this is no big deal. Why are you so angry? You guys, he was so angry. And he told me that I should stop following him. Like, I should stop following him. I'm like, why? Like, what's wrong with following me? Like, I just want to know why you're angry. And then the last one that made me realize that he was really upset was that he turned around and told me that, Mira, I swear to God, if you take another step forward, I'll hurt you.
Shy!
That's what he said, literally. When he said I'll hurt you, I was like,
Jesus is Lord!
It wasn't just him saying it, it was the way he stood and said it. I was like, okay, then bye. So I went back to the club. It hadn't dawned on me that he hadn't paid. So it was after I went back that the third girl that we were there with was like, oh, Mira, the bartender just came and asked me about the money, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, I didn't take my purse. I don't have my purse here. And he's gone. So what do we do now? You guys, I don't remember how he paid that money, to be honest. But we managed to pay the money. For some weird reason, we managed to pay that money that night. After that, I didn't even have fun. Like, now I just stuck there because I had to pay the money and leave, right? And obviously, he had left. All I had was my phone, and my battery was almost about to die. Because it was almost, I think around that time, it was around 1 thereabout. So my battery was about to die because I had been out like around 7 p.m. or so. So now here I was like, we've done everything, every part, everything is done. I have to go home now. Where do I go to? You should have seen me. And it was late. I was tired. So I walked from Firefly to his place. I need 3 keys to get to where he is. So the only way I could even get into the building itself is if one of the workers were around. But 2 a.m. who's going to open it, right? So when I got there, it was like a minute to 2. And then I went and sat outside. I called and called and called and called. At the time, my parents had moved to Accra, so like I was now stuck. I had nothing. I didn't even have 10 pesos on me, you guys. And it was like, who do I call? I don't have a lot of friends. Because it was a night out thing, I was wearing something very skimpy. I'll never forget this thing, you guys. I sat outside. It was so cold. It was windy. So I sat there. When I came out from the club, I was sweating. After a while, I got cold. You guys, this is how I was sitting down. This is literally how I was sitting down, and I couldn't stop the tears from coming. Like I just kept crying, and I was calling this man, he would not answer. Eventually, one of the girls that we went there with, who was his friend, I know my friend, and later on apparently even slept together. You guys, that's a story for another time. The thing about me is that I have too much pride, so usually even if I'm struggling, I don't tell people that I'm struggling, right? So even when I was going through that, I didn't text her. Like we all left that club and she went home. So I knew that I could go to her, but I didn't text her. So she was there and she texted me and she was like, Mira, are you okay? Have you gotten inside? Whatever. I'm like, no, he locked me out. I'm standing outside. She's like, you're lying. I'm like, I'm not. So she rushed, and this girl also was very broke. She had no money. Like most of the time I went out, like that kind of thing. So she had nothing. So she was like, oh, then you can come and sleep at my place. And it was, you guys, it was past 2. I was sitting down there. It was risky as well. So she was like, you can come and like stay there, because some of the homeless people on Oxford, she relied around that place as well, right? So it was really scary. So she called me and she was like, yeah, you should come sleep at my place. It's nothing, whatever. And I'm like, okay, what will I do? And I was like, okay, fine. And then she came back, she picked me up, we went to her place, you guys. Unfortunately for me, we got to her place. Like when we got there, like I was shaking, I had cried, I looked miserable. That's my word. So we get to her place, and first of all, you guys, her place was so messy. Her place was extremely messy, and I'm not trying to be an ingrate, but when we got there, she was like, Mira, my place is like a mess, whatever. She had so many clothes she wanted to give out, she hadn't given out. Everything was everywhere, so it was even hard to get a place to sleep. So she was like, okay, so she put certain things and she was like, okay, I could sleep here. You guys, I lay there trying to close my eyes. They started praying. No, they had a mosque around the place, you guys. And it was, the speaker was just right next to her window. Hey! This was literally the worst day ever. I couldn't sleep. And apart from the fact that when I go to a place for the first time I can't sleep, it's just like the place was just not so, like, it was just not a place I wanted to be at, you understand? When it was morning, I think around 6, 7 thereabouts, I got up and I took my walk of shame, and then I think she gave me transportation, or I got home and I paid the driver. I don't remember, but I think she gave me transportation. So I went back, like I kept calling this idiot. Eventually he answered or something, and then I went back home. So when I went back, 2 of the gates had been opened now, so it was just left with the 3rd one. He was now calm now, so he opened it and I went inside. I had my own room, so I went straight to my room. I took a shower, I took my bath, then I had a sleep. After that, we had a meeting, and we sat down and said, okay, you know what, where this relationship is going, we are obviously tired of each other, we don't want to do it anymore. And he himself said the fact that he was able to leave me out there shows a lot, that kind of thing. So we're like, okay, you know what, we cannot do this anymore, so let's go our separate ways. At the time, he had like 2 months left of his lease to like move to another place. He had already found another place, so he was like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna move to. And the plan was that before we broke up, the plan was that we'll move to the new place together, right? But when everything happened, it was like, you know what, I'm done. See you, he mom that he played me, and it was like, you know what, I'm done, I don't want to do this anymore, this is stressful for me. I'm like, okay, I agree completely. So we agreed that we're going to break up. He was like, you can stay here 2 months until you find a place and all those things. And then he left, you guys. And then he left. We broke up. Now the question is, did it end there? Did it end there though, you guys? Spoiler alert, we got back together again, okay? Things got messier, but this is where this particular story ends. I always like to give like some advice after my story times, because I learn as I go, and I think people should also learn from my mistakes as well if they want to, of course. But 2 things I want you to take from this story is the fact that you should always have money on you. I've said this before, I'm saying it again, and I'll keep on saying it. It doesn't matter if it's your boyfriend, it doesn't matter if it's what, if you don't have money, sit at home, okay? People will disrespect you when they know that you do not have it. It's a fact. He knew very well that I didn't have money. In fact, when we're going out, he was the one that told me not to take my purse, just my phone. That's all I needed. He was like, why do you need it? That kind of thing. And he had this thing of making you depend on him. If I had my purse, if I had the money that night, I could have actually slept in a guest house. Even if I can't afford a hotel, I would have been able to sleep in a guest house. But at the time, I could afford a hotel, so I could have slept at the hotel. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But because of my stupidity, I didn't have it. Secondly, cohabitating is not for everybody, you guys. The things I went through, this is something I'm very passionate about. And if you guys want me to talk more about it, let me know, so I'll do a get ready meal and talk about it. But cohabitating is very tricky, you guys. Fine, in a way, it helps you to get to know your partner well and to know if you really want to get married or not. But after that particular thing, I was like, you know what? Marriage is the least thing on my mind right now, because the things I went through, you guys, people, when you depend, like, once you move in with someone like that, and especially if they're the ones doing everything, taking care of everything, paying the rent and everything, they feel like they have an upper hand over you. Like, they feel like you are in their palm and they can do anything to you. Do you understand? They can do anything with you. I do not advise living with your boyfriend unless you have no other alternative, unless you just know that this guy, no matter what, he will not do you bad or something like that. Like, you guys, this guy literally begged me to come live with him, and once I was living with him, he treated me like shit. Okay, now I'll be an inquiry if I say he was not amazing. He was, but you know, in the end. Okay guys, so this brings us to the end of the story. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button. Okay, it's absolutely free, and it's fishing up. You know, like, I upload twice weekly now, Tuesdays and Fridays. I'm thinking about adding Wednesdays as well, or Sundays. So let me know in the comment section if 2 is enough or I should make it 3. Like, I got you. Okay, and if there's anything you want me to do, let me know in the comment section. Now feel free to watch other videos. So you guys, I have so many videos. Okay, apparently people like this one because it's funny, so you might want to check it out. And of course this one, I'm just saying. Okay, and I'll see you in my next video. Until next time, I love you guys so much, and bye.